What's up, you guys? So if you're catching this part, you know what to do. You're probably catching the replay, so go ahead and comment replay. I'm gonna wait for a few minutes. This is the earliest that I've been on this whole program, so hopefully I can still catch some of you guys. I know it's probably dinner time, and you know, if you have kids, you're probably getting them fed and ready for bed and all that good stuff. Hi, Lynn. So I understand that it may not be as convenient this time, and so you may have to watch the replay. Hey, Brooke. So, fair warning, my husband is in the garage working out, and so that means my dogs, if you can't hear them, will do that the whole time because no one's watching them, so they're going to act out. So, who knows what we're going to get. Bachelor Monday. Ooh, what time is that on? 8? I used to watch The Bachelor all the time. I don't anymore. Is that on at 8? I don't anticipate this to be a long live, but I said that last week and we saw how that went. I do have 4 pages of notes, which is my usual length, but there's a lot more lists. Okay, we'll definitely get you out of here before Bachelor time. I'm glad I started early then. We had a few more minutes. I'm gonna see if my husband can just let them out in the garage while they work out. How was everyone's Monday? Did anyone have today off because of the holiday? I did, and now I'm like all messed up for my week from here on out. Brooke had today off. Yay! And I'm not gonna lie, it's snowing here. And I am doing my clinical rotation in a school, and it's a school out like way in the country, even more out in the country than my high school was, and they close like at the drop of a snowflake. So I'm like low-key kid, like let me flip my pajamas inside out and backwards, like flush ice cubes down the toilet, all the things to try to get a snow day tomorrow, because 2 days off in a row would be so good. So Julie worked. Mason worked today too. I'm surprised. Usually they give them like so many days off. All right, guys. So I don't want to keep you too long if you are on here live. So I just want to start by saying the topic this week is healthy habits. So I kind of took healthy habits and self-care, self-love, and combined them because I wanted you guys to really understand that if you don't take care of yourself first, it doesn't matter what you do in this business, it's not gonna matter. So those healthy habits start with you, and then they trickle into your business. And that's how it's always going to be. You will never hear a leader or the CEOs of the company, Heidi and Orville, anyone ever tell you to put Cincy ahead of yourself, ahead of your family, anything like that. So just understand that these kind of seem like 2 different topics, but I'm going to try my best to mesh them. I have so many topics I want to cover, and 8 weeks seems like a long time, but not when you have to have topics for PRV and recruiting and leading. So there's 3 of my weeks already gone. So I just had to kind of figure out how I wanted to tie it all in. So it might seem a little random. I feel like that's how a lot of these go. I kind of just put my word vomit on a page, and then I kind of just read and talk as I go. So bear with me. It's definitely not going to be our deepest lecture by any stretch. Hold up. I do want to address something. So I made a post about how we lost several people last week. I knew, probably Julie, I don't know. I do it without even realizing it. Sorry. I also have a bracelet on, so that might have been it. Cucumbers. Yay. So I knew going live was going to be really, really hard for some of you. I knew others of you would be like, done, check, like I've been waiting for my invitation. But I knew for so many people it was definitely the very first hard task. You know, you can dig deep, but actually going public and being vulnerable and doing a live is a really hard task for a lot of people. So I knew that that was going to be hard. I didn't think that would be what caused us to lose people, to be completely honest. I felt like I kind of left it pretty broad, like you can talk about whatever, just hit that live button and go live. So I've been feeling like kind of guilty because this was the first week I had to delete people or remove them from the group. And I know I established those, boundaries early. I said, these are the standards. This is what's expected of you. But whenever I actually had to remove people, it kind of broke my heart just because I want to pour into you guys. But I also have to remember that timing is not always going to work out. So I guess I'm just like kind of getting it off my chest that I do feel guilty we lost people, but I also understand that this is a very rigorous program, and I told you guys that from the beginning, and that's what's going to make you feel like you've changed your life at the end of the 8 weeks. Because again, I could go on our regular group page and do all of these trainings and not require you to think about it outside of these 30, 45 minutes. But that's not going to allow you to dig deep and actually find your purpose, your why, and what you want out of this business. Julie, Mom would have been on your butt if you didn't go live. You know that. So I'm so proud of everyone that is still here because that means you did go live. You did do the homework. I hope you're realizing that the homework's not as scary as it's made out to be. It's really just a checklist for me to see who's doing what's required or asked of them, who's watching the videos, who's actually taking this information and digging deeper than just hitting the play button and listening to me talk. So I appreciate your hard work. I actually stumbled across another program that a leader is doing, and I don't feel as bad because she had like 4 worksheets for them to do and like all these different standards, so I don't feel like ours is that bad. And I hope you guys realize that I'm only asking a couple hours in your whole week to devote to this, and you are seeing the importance of spending that time digging into your business, digging into your why. So I guess I'm just hoping that you guys see why I'm doing what I'm doing and hopefully don't hate me. Okay, good. And Lee, that makes me feel better. And I know how scary it was for so many people. Oh, it was like 4 different worksheets, and they had like several pages to them. So, and then there was like required videos, even outside of her video. That's a great program, and I think they lost a lot of people in the first week. So, good job, Lynn. So I just hope that you guys see the importance of it and the benefit of it, and I hope you don't think that I'm asking like an unreasonable amount of time. Brooke can back me up on this. Once you go to grad school, you think this much work is completely nothing because you're stacked with this much work and you just have to figure out how to make it work. So I don't know if that's just my mindset, and to me this only seems like a few hours of work every week, and you guys are like, holy crap, no, I'm spending like 10 hours a week doing this stuff because I don't want it to take over your life. I've said that from the beginning. See, Brooke, we're like on the same page. That's how I feel. I feel like I could give you guys more, but I know some of you guys, this is almost too much. In fact, I've had people leave our group because they said it's too much and the time constraint is too much. So I think I'm going to stick. Okay, good, Julie. I think I'm going to stick with what we're doing. I feel like we have a good vibe down. And in the future, I definitely am willing to run super rigorous programs that is more time dedicated. Probably take this much information and squish it down into this much. So I think we're good for our first program, and I just hope you guys see the importance of doing the homework and realizing it's literally just making sure you listen to my video so I know that I'm at least talking to someone. Tiny time. Yes. So, all right. Now that I got that off my chest, I appreciate your guys' support and encouragement. This is my very first program, so I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm learning with you. So if you guys do have feedback on, it's too much, it's too little, we can totally work that out and moving forward, figure out an even better way to do it. But at the end of the day, we're all showing up, we're all doing our research, and we're all learning. So I feel like that is in and of itself a success. Yeah, you'll have to let me know, Brooke. I think a couple of you guys are in that program. I've done a couple of our programs, and one of them was an hour and a half every day. So for me, I just felt like I couldn't do that with what's required of me in this clinical because she's like busting my butt. But you'll have to let me know. Her programs are pretty rigorous, but I don't know about this specific one. I think a couple leaders are coming together. So hopefully I'm not the hardest one, but hopefully you still get something out of it as my goal, and I think so many of you guys have already grown, and to me that's already a success, even if the next 6 weeks you're like, you blabbled the whole time, aka what I've been doing for the last 10 minutes. So, all right. Before I even start going any further, I want you guys to understand that I am also preaching to myself 99% of the time when I am talking, when I am posting, because this is how I hold myself accountable. I made a inspirational post in the group, and I was having a really bad week. I had a terrible first week at my clinical, just put too much on my plate. And my mom said, you should really listen to your own advice. And I said, 99% of the time when I post something, it's because that's what I needed to hear today. So I think at least one more person needs to hear that today. So understand that I do not have all the answers. I don't have it all together. And I am learning literally right alongside with you and preaching to myself. Because if I don't do it, then who's going to? So, again, it's not going to be the deepest lecture. I feel like you guys had a stressful week last week with the live. So I don't want to do too many stressful things to you because I do want you guys to complete the program. I think it's going to be really cool at the end of 8 weeks to say, this is what I did. I poured, so much time into my business, and I feel like I have a clear direction of where I want to go moving forward. However, with that being said, you're not going to have to do a ton of hard things within this program. You're not going to have to go live. You're not going to have to share your deepest, darkest secret. But this week is probably going to be the hardest to implement and continue to implement over and over and over and over again. Because habits are hard. And, oh, perfect. Yay, guys, that makes me happy. Habits are hard. So let me tell you the definition first before I go any further. The definition of a habit is settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. So that can be positive or negative. You could have really great habits of doing all these great things, and we're going to talk about some of them. But you can also have really bad habits. Maybe you eat chips too many times. Maybe you don't drink enough water. Maybe you talk negatively over yourself all the time. Those are hard to break. So habits are not only hard to form, but they're hard to break. So this topic doesn't just end on Sunday night when that homework gets turned in. This stays with you literally for the rest of your life. But more importantly, through your Cincy career, through your Cincy journey, and you have to figure out how you're going to implement these things. So I know a couple people are really working on eating healthy. A couple people are working out. So we all know that we all want and need to make changes. And it's so easy at the beginning of the year to say, yep, I'm going to go on a diet. I'm going to go to the gym every day because everyone's doing it. Everyone's talking about their New Year's resolution. But go to the gym in March and half the people have fallen off. So then it's really easy to say, well, there's not as many people and my life's super busy and I have a ton of homework and I have a ton of documentation to do and I really, want to watch that Netflix series. So I'll go ahead and skip today. I'll go ahead and skip this week. I'll pick up on Monday. If you don't start today, then it's never going to be that you'll start on Monday, that you'll start on the 1st of next month, that you'll start whenever. You have to commit to starting today. I didn't even have that written down, but that is super important. And that is something I am so guilty of. I will do it next week. Well, Monday's a fresh start, so, that's a good time. No, now is a good time. So, something that Justin Cox said, which you guys all know I'm obsessed with Chloe Cox. Her and Justin are like the ultimate power couple. But he said, your will always beat your skill. So your will always beat your skill. You could be super talented. You could be the best baseball player known to man. But if you don't practice, if you don't perform in games, if you don't devote time and energy to that, it does not matter how awesome you are at baseball. It's about a bunch of little things that are going to create that skill. Cut back on sugar. Oh, good luck, girl. See, sugar is not as hard for me as salt is. Like, I am such a salty over sweet person. Yeah, Brooke. Girl, I'll come visit you and we'll just travel there together. We'll just do a road trip. So you don't have to be the best at whatever you're trying to do. You don't have to be the best at PRV. You're not going to be the best. Flat out, truth be told, there's always going to be someone better than you. There's always going to be someone that gets more PRV than you, that gets more recruits than you, but you have to be consistent. So it literally doesn't matter if you think you're the best or you think you're the worst. It's whether or not you do the actions that you need to do to get the outcome that you want. That's what matters. So you're going to have to work hard at pretty much everything in life. Marriage, school, 9 to 5, kids. You're going to have to put in effort into pretty much everything in life. So why not take that effort that you have to give to whatever and put it into something that literally has no ceiling? This company has no ceiling income. There are not levels, there are not tiers, and whenever you reach a certain ceiling, then that's it. You can literally make as much money as you want. It's just if you're gonna do the things to get there. Yeah, sitting at a desk is super hard, Carrie. I had to set reminders on my phone to take walks like every hour just to get my steps in when I worked at a desk. So I'm super thankful that I definitely move around a ton with the kids and get my exercise in. So I kind of touched on it, but success doesn't come from one big thing. You don't wake up one day and go from certified to director. You don't. Success comes from a bunch of little things, and those are the daily habits that we're going to talk about. I can just use my situation as an example. It's not trying to be boastful or trying to compare or anything. It's just examples. It took me almost 2 years to hit director, and it didn't happen because I said one day I want to be director, woke up and it happened. It happened because I took care of my customers. I slowly built a team, very slowly. I started to lead that team as best as I could. Not the best out there because I'm never going to be the best. But I had daily habits that I did every day to reach that goal. Foster dogs, that's the kind of job I need. So that's all the big picture stuff that I like to start out with. That's your very motivational, whatever, let's get your head in the right spot. So now that you know how important these are, and if you don't, there's tons of other resources out there that will tell you how important doing small things every day is, and I'll hit on it more. But we need to bring it back to how you're going to implement those goals you declared on week 1. So you declared them. You said, I want to hit 1,000 PRV every single month. That's my goal. Okay, so how? What daily task are you going to do that's going to get you there? We went from that big picture goal of making X amount as a paycheck. We said we need $1,000 PRV every single month. Okay, that's monthly. What do we have to do daily to get there? Because that's what we can change right now. Right now, today, not Monday, not next month, but right now. So you really have to start with asking yourself, and this is where the self-love is going to come in. I'm going to talk on that first. Are you healthy? Are you healthy physically, mentally, emotionally? Can you say you're healthy in those areas? Are you perfect? No. Will you ever be perfect? No. But are you healthy? Because if you say no, we have to back it up, pump the brakes, and start there. You have to take care of yourself first. There is no other option. You will eventually run dry. You will get burned out of this business. Stuff is going to happen that's going to tear you down, and that's going to be the end. So you have to have that strong foundation of taking care of yourself first. So what do you do for yourself? Do you read books? Do you go get your nails done? Do you take baths? That is totally my self-care thing, is taking a bath. That doesn't have to be yours, but what are you doing for yourself? How are you showing yourself self-love? Because if you're not, literally nothing else matters. And you may think, I don't love myself, but it'll happen. No. There is going to be a breaking point. So you need to stop it now, catch it in its tracks, and address it. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And most of us are super busy. Actually, I would say like everyone in the Hustle to Director page is. Between kids, work, school, fostering animals, all the things, we are super, super busy. So it's really easy to put ourselves last because that's the easiest thing to give up. We're selfless people. We like to make sure everyone else has what they need first. But that leaves nothing for us. And let me tell you, no one can love you unless you love yourself. You have to love yourself and show yourself that appreciation, that bath saying you did it, you worked super hard today. You have to do that first. Because no one else is going to do that for you. No one. Your spouse may love you till the cows come home. But that's not you loving yourself. Dot, period, over. So let's start with taking care of yourself, healthy habits. What are we doing? Do you plan your meals for the week? So this is totally not Cincy related, and that is what I hope you guys realize from this program is this is more than just how to grow your Cincy business, but how to grow yourself. This is self-growth because it starts with you and it trickles into your business. So this first part, you're gonna be like, you're not even talking about Cincy. You're right, I'm not. So do you prep your meals every week? That has been huge for me. People who know love themselves. You are absolutely right, Kenzie. I love that. Finding a good therapist. That's awesome, Brooke. That is so, so important. Mental health is not talked about enough, and I could literally keep you guys until after The Bachelor is finished and probably through finale night talking about that. So I won't get on my tangent, but absolutely. Okay, so prepping your meals. A simple task that can be done, awesome, Lynn, on whatever. Because I know we have people that work like third shift or, work Sunday through Thursday. So for me, this is what I do. Again, just using it as an example. Sunday nights, I love, love, love to meal prep. Now, Sundays, if you ask me if I'm enjoying myself, no, I hate it. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when I have those meals done and ready and I don't have to think about it, I don't have to get stressed with having to think about what I'm gonna have for lunch. Oh crap, I'm running late. I need to hurry up and pack my lunch. It's already done, it's already planned out. That's a form of self-love because I'm taking care of myself in the future. What are you doing today to make your life easier later? Drinking plenty of water. Something I'm really going to be working on. Probably next time you see me live, I'm going to have my hydro jug because I broke down and finally got one because I love big bottles, cute bottles. I feel like I just drink more water out of them. If they're cute, it's going to happen. So they're half-gallon jugs, so I'm going to be lugging that around. Not washing dishes. True that. I hate washing dishes. Mason does that. I'm so lucky. Getting your 10,000 steps in. So your body needs movement, and that's going to come from my PT background preaching to you right now, but you need to move. There are literally endorphins released when you exercise, when you take steps, when you go outside and get vitamin D. It's literally medicine for your body. There is nothing better than eating healthy, getting enough water, and getting your movement. It's the best way you can take care of yourself. Keep getting ads. Yep. So meditating. A lot of people find meditating, doing yoga, that's super helpful for them. For me, I found that I had to find what works for me and that I enjoy strength training more than yoga because I wasn't relaxing my mind during yoga. It was almost stressing me out more. So that's okay. You may love yoga, But I don't have to show the same self-love that you show to yourself, because I'm going to find what works for me and you're going to find what works for you. Getting rid of clutter. I'm working on it. I really am. And I know I feel better when there's not clutter, but it's so hard for me to organize. So stuff like that. Knowing that if I come downstairs to a kitchen that is picked up, the floors have been cleaned. I just used my wet dry mop for the first time in like a month because I'm terrible. Hangers. Julie, I still have them for you. Yes, Mom can call me out on the clutter. But knowing that if I pick that up the night before and I spend 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes cleaning my kitchen to start my day better in the morning, why not? That's a form of self-love. Oh, you do? I guess I didn't realize Mom gave them to you. So working out. So that's my tangent on moving your body. You should be moving at least 30 minutes a day. Whether that's walking, whether that's setting a timer every hour to walk 5 minutes until you reach 30 minutes throughout the day. If you have a Fitbit, an Apple Watch, whatever, you should be moving your body at least 30 minutes a day. You scroll on social media at least 30 minutes a day. Don't lie. So if you took that time and instead of scrolling on social media, you actually moved, you would be showing yourself that self-love. Jim, my off-brand Roomba. That's awesome. Ours is Bruce. I don't even know how we came up with Bruce. So something, I was looking on Instagram for forms of like healthy habits to give you guys examples because I'm such an example person. I need tangible examples. Hey, I'm down, Brooke. I got mine on right now. And one of them was not looking at your phone instantly in the morning. And we've all heard it, but I am the worst at my alarm going off and I instantly get on social media. That's just instantly my routine. But a healthy habit would be not doing that. I have started to implement a daily devotional. So spending a couple minutes in the morning before I leave for work, sipping my coffee, doing that has been really good for me. It really helps me set my mind straight for the day. Having a regular bedtime routine is huge. You need 8 hours of sleep. I don't care what you say, you need it. Do we always get the luxury of having it? No, but you need it. Sleep is so important for your body. It goes with healthy eating, moving, and water. Doing date nights. Whether that's with yourself and you treat yourself to a nice dinner or drinks or a pedicure, or hanging out with your significant other. That fills your cup up because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So you have to find out what's going to fill your cup up. One of the ones that I really liked was complimenting someone. So that not only fills their cup up, but that's going to fill your cup up too. So that's another healthy habit. So those are some examples of healthy habits that you can implement daily into your life to show yourself that self-love and take care of you first. Daily gratitude and reflection. That's awesome. So just simple little things like that. And if you have them, please comment them below because I literally had an entire list and I tried to pare it down to some that people may not always think of. So please share what daily habits you have currently. So once we're doing that and we truly take care of ourselves first, we can start thinking of healthy habits within our business. Now, you doing healthy habits for yourself will impact your business. Absolutely. You're going to be in a better mood. You're going to have better energy. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to feel more accomplished. So that's going to carry over to your business in a non-direct way. Now, there are direct healthy habits for your business. So, tracking numbers. This is huge, and I'm so mad at myself that I got off my tracking numbers game. Last summer, I tracked PRV, active frontline, TWV, and GWV every single day. It was so nice to see, day-to-day comparison, what grew, who got active that day. If we had a big launch, it was really fun, like seeing how much we grew in that single, hour or whatever. And then being able to look back, what was my PRV in December at this time? Oh, on the 10th of last month, I was here, but I'm further this month, so, I'm projected to have a bigger month. It's a simple thing that literally takes you 2 seconds, and this is me preaching to myself again, that you should be doing for your business. Organizing your office. That goes back to that whole, organization, not having clutter thing. Not overbooking yourself. So I have a really bad habit of this. I put a ton on my plate because I'm like, I can handle it until I can't. And that's too far. So knowing what you can handle and what you can't is super important. Buying cute packaging. That is still a healthy habit because that's going to fill your cup up. It's going to fill your customer's cup up. So it's just better all around. So little things like that you may not think of. One way that I love to, oh, that's awesome, Brooke. You may have to take pictures and share. I love all the organization things. Not always the best at doing it, but I love seeing them. So people that I find inspirational in the Scentsy world, and I'm starting to expand outside of that, just direct sales, network marketing in general, but I found some specific Scentsy people that I really like to follow, and I created a list. So if you have a pen and paper, get that ready. Let me ask you something. You may be thinking, I'm already booked from 7 a.m. when I wake up to 10 p.m. when I go to bed. There's no way that I can implement any healthy habits right now, which if I looked at your day, I could probably find blank time that you're scrolling mindlessly on social media, that you are sitting on your phone whenever you go to the bathroom just because, not because you're doing your business, but because you're just sitting there. Empty time that you could fill. And if it would take 5 extra minutes, you could wake up 5 minutes earlier or go to bed 5 minutes later. Because those sacrifices are what's going to change your business. Okay, pen and paper ready. Oh, I was tangent. Hello. So for me, I drive 45 minutes one way to my clinical. Monday through Thursday, sometimes Friday. So even whenever I drive to school, it's at least 30 minutes, especially when there's traffic and yada, yada, yada. So I found that time in the car, I could listen to the radio, I could listen to iTunes, blah, 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 blah. And you may have days where that's what you need. You need to just mindlessly drive home, figure out, how the heck did I get home? I don't even remember driving here, because who's done that before? And that's okay. But on the days that you aren't that way, that you are okay, because you're taking care of yourself first, what if you spent that time listening to something that was going to help you grow? So I go on YouTube and I find one of these people and I find a video I haven't watched and I plug it into my car and I listen to it. I also have one of those car mounts that you've probably seen me do videos on before. So if I want to see it, I can. But usually these videos are not something that you have to see the person. Usually you really just need to listen. So would it be better if I sat down, had a pen and paper, and was actively taking notes? Absolutely. But if those 45 minutes are all I have in my day, that's better than nothing. And I started doing this last year, right around quarantine COVID time, and I saw a huge spark in my business. I felt like I was able to be more confident in who I was with sharing information with you guys. Before, I never felt equipped as a leader, but if I could take what they were teaching, put my spin on it, and mold it into what I thought you guys needed to hear, then I felt like I was able to actually grow, and then in turn pour into you guys and grow beyond that. So that's just an idea that I do. And I mean, some videos are 20 minutes, some are an hour. So the ones that are an hour, if I don't have time to finish it once I get home, I listen to it the next day. Scroll back a little bit, just a few minutes, remember where you are. Oh, sorry, I thought I was gonna sneeze. And just continue on. So, Allison Dalkey, she is one of the very first people I ever found in this business. And I listened to every single one of her videos when I first started. Her and her husband do a lot of self-love, self-growth, couples, retreats, all the kind of fun stuff. So find her, she's super awesome. Of course, Chloe Cox. Chastity Robinson, she's also on Chloe's team. Rachel Spear is on Chloe's team as well. Her maiden name was Anderson, so I don't know if she's under Anderson or Spear. Rachel Pence, all my fellow Ohio people, she's from Ohio. She is from Carlisle, Ohio. And they have like a cute little farm. Like, she's adorable. I love her. Jennifer Anderson, Maggie Hensley, and then Jilly Sue is on Instagram that I followed a few times. I don't follow her quite as much as I follow the other people, but this is finding their YouTube videos. This is sharing and playing their stories on Instagram. I absolutely take 10-15 minutes every night and watch these people's stories because, one, they're super successful. So I want to see what they're doing so I can replicate it, because you should absolutely be doing what other people are doing that are successful. So for me, that's still, yes, it's on social media, but that's still growing my business because I'm still learning in the moment. So still talking a lot. I'm on page 3. Don't worry. So, I was looking for things outside of Scentsy for healthy habits, because I feel like sometimes the same 5 things are shared for Scentsy, and you can find them on YouTube absolutely with a quick search. So I wanted to give you guys stuff that's outside the box to get your wheels turning. And let me say, I'm never going to give you definitive, these are the 5 things you should be doing. Because again, you are different than me, and my business is different than yours. So the 5 things that I need to be doing aren't gonna be the same as what you need to be doing. And the point of this program is self-growth. So you need to be able to get this information, dig deep, and implement it into your business. So this is Sarah Robbins. She is a fellow direct salesperson in a different company. She was mentored by John Maxwell, and she was a kindergarten teacher and is now a multimillionaire. So if that's not a success story, I don't know what is. She is the author of that book that I shared that I got on on Amazon, that I've been reading that I really like too. So I'll make sure I share a lot of the stuff that comes out of there, especially in the upcoming weeks. So she says that there's the rule of 5. So your rule of 5 should be a simple series of activities that are fundamental to your success. So you're going to hear me use 5 a lot. And if you're smart, you'll stick with the 5 because that's going to be part of your homework. So she said, an example of 5 simple activities that are fundamental could be reading, filing, thinking, asking questions, and writing. So if you were an author, if you were a writer, and you did those 5 things every single day, you eventually would build a following, right? If you read every day, if you filed every day, if you thought every day, if you asked questions, and if you wrote, you eventually are going to build momentum and you will find success. So that's kind of like hypothetical, out there sort of a thing. So I really liked this example that she used. If you had a big tree that needed cut down and you took 5 good swings at it every single day, eventually you would knock it down. But if you still did 5 things every day, but it was hitting this tree and hitting this tree and going over there and hitting that tree and doing this over here and that over there, the tree you need to knock down is not going to get knocked down as quickly or at all. So that image should be the power of daily habits. You have to be consistent, and I'm sure all of you are sick of that word because that's my favorite word. You have to be consistent in what you do, but those small daily habits eventually are going to get you to knock down that tree. You have to commit daily to this opportunity, to this business. Because if you don't believe with your whole heart that there is something for you in this business, you need to start back at week 1. You have to have your tree in mind. Otherwise, you are going to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off. I think my Wi-Fi is being funky. Can you guys still hear me okay? Will someone comment? Never mind. I see Lynn's comment. Word of the year. Lynn, I'm obsessed with that word. I just use it way too much. So find your tree and find what 5 swings you're going to take at it every single day. The size of the tree doesn't matter. What matters is that you take your 5 swings at it every single day. I found this quote from Biz Stone, the co-founder of Twitter. You guys have heard it before. Super good. Timing, perseverance, and 10 years of trying will eventually make you look like an overnight success. I'm writing too hard. Okay. All right, Brooke, we're good. I understand. I just wanted to make sure you guys weren't sleeping or anything. So timing, perseverance, and 10 years of trying will eventually make you look like an overnight success. So if you think about it, timing, consistency, you could throw in consistency instead of perseverance, and your 5 good swings will eventually make you look like an overnight success. There's so many people that are in this business that have been successful, and people will say they had it easy. They got in at the right time. Their family supported them more than mine does. They this, they that. But people don't see those 5 daily habits that they did every single day to get them to where they are. So just remember that quote. So 5 examples of practices. So you are not asking yourself, what are the 5 things I would like to do every day in my business? That would be nice, right? I love packaging orders. I actually really enjoy making samples. Some people hate that. I love that. Smelling my bars, that would be, maybe I need to smell a new scent every day. Those are the things I would like to do. Now, are those my 5 good swings that I should be taking at my business every day? Absolutely not. What are the 5 things you need to do every day to be successful? All right, get your pens and paper ready. Whenever you're thinking of your 5 things, they need to have these 4 properties. They need to be tangible. They need to be behavioral. They need to be measurable. And they need to be replicatable. So I'll say those again in case you missed them. They need to be tangible. They need to be behavioral. They need to be measurable. And they need to be replicatable. So what does that mean? Tangible means that you can say yes or no, I did this for the day. Yes, I contacted 5 people for follow-up today. Yes or no. Black or white. Not, I really had, a better attitude about my business today. What are the defining characteristics? And that goes into measurable. You have to be able to measure your success in the long run. My glasses are too big, they keep falling. They have to be behavioral. You are in charge of these. Not Cincy, not your husband, not your customers, not anyone but you. You are the behavior. And they have to be replicatable because you have to be able to do them over and over and over. And you have to set the tone for others. So when you have a big business, these 5 things, they have to be something that people can say they can do every day. So, some of the examples that she gave for healthy habits, see, I told you my notes are like all over the place. You got to keep up with me. We're sleeping 8 hours, eating clean foods, drinking half of your body weight in ounces, supplementing, which I take supplements, but that's only if you're eating, sleeping, and drinking enough water, and moving. So those are her 5 daily things that she does for herself. Her 5 things to grow her network. So So Lynn, measurable is going to be like, I'm here on this date, and in a month, I can measure the growth here. So being able to say, like, for example, the example about reaching for 5 follow-ups every day. I don't have that many customers. I would run out of follow-ups to do. But at the end of the month, I would say, okay, I had X number of follow-ups. Not, I followed up with a good amount of people this month. Does that make sense? That's kind of like abstract. I can say it a different way if you're like, nope, homegirl. Like, for example, her sleeping. She said sleeping 8 hours. It's not sleeping enough. It's sleeping 8 hours. You can measure 8 hours. Okay, good. Sorry, that was like, I don't know where my mind was. The drinking water. Drinking half your body weight in ounces. Something that you can actually measure. Okay, so her 5 things in her 30 days to grow a good market. Yes, absolutely, Brooke. That's what I thought of too. And I have to use those at work, so I know all about those. So she does for her business 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. I am not suggesting you use this at all, and I probably will ask you to redo your homework if you submit this. 1, because this is what works for her and not you, and 2, this is very advanced. So I just want to give you examples, but not specifics. So it's 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. You can absolutely write this down, but just want to preface it with that. She does a 10-minute minimum every day in prayer, personal, and professional growth. So that's her 10. Her 5 is meeting 5 new people every day. So growing her contact list. Her 3 is 3 new connections. So reaching out, establishing that relationship. Her 2 is 2 follow-ups with customers and potential team members. And her 1 is her 1 social media post that will cause engagement. So she's very specific. She doesn't say she's just going to post about Cincy Soak. She's going to post something that's going to cause engagement, because we know those yucky Facebook algorithms want to see likes and comments. And that's how you get engagement. So I'm not going to give you mine because I am working on this activity with you guys right alongside of you. I don't have mine done yet. This is hard for me because I'm the type of person that's go, 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 go. And if it needs to get done, it gets done. And that's how it is. So it's really hard for that tangible aspect of it for me to be able to put it on paper and say, these are the things I need to do every single day. So I don't have mine to give you, but I'm not going to give you one because I want it to be yours. I'm not going to spoon feed it to you, because then in 6 weeks when this program's over, you're not doing the 5 things because they were of zero importance to you, and that's just how it is. I had a couple people, like with your word, that reached out and were like, is this silly? Is this dumb? This or that or the other. Nothing is dumb. Nothing is stupid. I'm the only one that can see your Google form, and I promise you I'm absolutely not judging you. Most of the time I'm like, wow, that's super creative. I am all about creativity. So the more creative, the more weird, the more whatever, the better. Because it's you. And so if you need to do silly things every day that other people would be like, what? But you know that's going to grow your business, that's fine because it's yours. So your homework's going to be very tied into this video, and if you can do this exercise, you are absolutely going to be able to complete your homework in no time at all. I promised you, not a hard week. So I want you to think about 5 habits you're going to start implementing every day. And I'm saying 5 total. So that's personal and business, because if we sit there and think of 5 things that we want to change personally and 5 things we want to change in our business, that's 10 habits we're going to say we're going to start implementing every day. And that's a lot, and that's overwhelming. And all that's going to cause is burnout and you to be overwhelmed, and then nothing gets done. So it's 5 habits, personal and business. So 2 and 3, 3 and 2, try to split them up. But I want you to think about things that you're going to do every day for yourself and for your business, because it goes back to that tree. You need 5 good swings at that tree every day, and eventually you will see success. And in a nutshell, I just told you how to be consistent with only saying consistent like a couple times. So that's a success. So that's all I have for you note-wise. Super proud of myself for not talking over an hour. I'm getting close, I know. So that's what I have for you. That's where I want this week to go. That's where I want you to be thinking. What are things that you're going to start implementing? And just remember, just because I post the homework on Wednesday, I'm an overachiever too, and I like to get it done ahead of time. But really take this week to reflect and think about the things that you're doing. Are you eat pretty healthy, but man, you like your pop and you don't drink any water. And that's a daily habit you want to start doing. You're going to see that stuff play out this week in ways that just sitting here for 5 minutes and jotting stuff down isn't going to show you. So I want you to really take your time this week and think about what 5 things you think you need to change for yourself and for your business. And literally turning that in is all your homework's going to be. Next week starts PRV. And I will absolutely talk longer than any other week. Being completely honest. Because there's so much to share about PRV. And every time I ask for you guys suggestions on topics, it ties back to PRV or recruiting. So expect those 2 weeks to be really long. So enjoy your short week. Enjoy not having a ton to do. I appreciate. So Robin, this exercise, and this is really important. This exercise is not for you to think about everything you don't do. Because then that goes back to speaking about negatively over yourself. This is where you're here. This is where you are today. And we want to get you here. So if you do this exercise and you're like, man, I don't move, I don't eat right, I don't reach out to enough customers, I don't post on social media nearly as much as I should, I am a failure, that's all this week's revealed, then I have failed you miserably. I want you to take where you're at, and remember, this is where we're going. This is the goal that we all set on week 1. These habits are stepping stones. They are the stairs to get you to the level you want to be at. You just have to build the stairs. That was a really good analogy. Man, I'm on fire tonight. I worked out before this. That's why. See? Move your body. I told myself, I was like, you're not about to go online and preach about how people need to move their body and you haven't worked out in 10 days. So, I'm telling you, it's good for me too. So figure out those stairs, figure out what steps are going to get you to that level that you want to be at. Because everyone's capable of those goals that they put on. I didn't see anyone say that they want to have a private jet in a year. So I think we're good. What questions do we have? I know that this is kind of abstract on purpose. Oh no, Lynn, I took a shower. Don't worry. No. I worked out and took a shower while my husband was working out with our friend, and then that way I could go live and our dogs were taken care of. Don't worry. I had like 4-day-old hair. I don't even know that I put deodorant on this morning because I didn't go to work, so no. Don't you fret. I also want to say I appreciate all of you guys not going on the Boss Babes page and complaining about the new season sales kits selling out. That really speaks to who you are as a leader. I understand the frustration. I did not get anything but the scent. I had like a 40-50 minute wait to get in initially. So I'm in several directors pages that directors were going on and bad-mouthing Cincy and blasting all this negative stuff on social media. And it's every time something sells out, somebody has something negative to say. So I do appreciate you guys not doing that today. I know some of you guys were probably super disappointed. The good news is you can order them in February with bundle and save options, so you're going to save money. You can use Hostess Rewards and you'll really save money. And then if you do pay full price for it, you're going to get the PRV for next month. So now you've set yourself up for some PRV next month. So that's my tangent on that. How are we feeling? I feel like we're quiet tonight. Is everyone like dead? Completely fine, Robin. Valid question. Nope, 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 nope. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong unless you don't do it. Literally, there's no wrong answer to your homework unless you don't turn it in. Okay, Julie's taking it all in. And Brooke, you are absolutely more than, and this is anyone. If you are like, these are my 10 things that I want to do every single day, absolutely do that. But don't put too much on your plate, because that's how we're going to show ourselves self-care. And it goes back to get really good at a few things and then build. So if you want to pick more than 5, go for it. There's no wrong answer. But maybe pick your first 5 as the 5 you feel are going to be the most beneficial to you. Personally, in your business, anything. Nope. Scheduling posts is absolutely fine because it's tangible. Are you doing it? Yes or no? It's measurable. You got your 3. It's replicatable because anyone can do that. And it's behavioral because you are the only one in charge of that. Yeah, pick a few to better yourself, master them, and move on. And if you want to focus on self-care first because you feel like you absolutely are lacking in that aspect, and I feel like so many of us are because we are wired to take care of everyone else and get crap done and blah, 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 blah. Totally fine if you want to pick self-care ones first. I'm okay with that. Yes, scheduling posts, making posts are absolutely tangible things in your business that you can do. If you are struggling, this is kind of where I wanted like the conversation. I didn't want you to struggle. Let me not say that. But I didn't want to give you tangible things because I don't want to spoon feed you and say, here are examples of Cincy items. You can absolutely go on YouTube and find examples. And if you're like, yep, that's what I need, steal it. They're successful with it. Take it. But now you're the one that found it and I didn't tell you what to put. Daily Power Hour sheet on workstation. Yes, awesome. So finding those resources, finding YouTube videos, going on workstation, Daily Power Hour. There you go. So yeah, doing that kind of thing. And you know, some people don't want to have a huge team. So a daily power hour may not even be what they need. Maybe they need 15 minutes in the morning to send thank yous. That's completely fine. That's a daily habit. Yes, do more research. Always the answer. That's a grad school answer. My CI tells me to do that, my clinical instructor, so I feel bad telling you guys to do more research, but I do want you guys to branch out beyond our little world. And I feel like a lot of you guys are really good at that, about going and finding answers when you need them. If you are under me, you absolutely know I don't give them to you. And I feel like a lot of our leaders are learning that. So knowing where to go when you need answers. So in a year, whenever you're like, okay, these are my 5 habits I did in 2021. I do all those now, and it's a habit, and I don't even have to think about it. I want to do 5 more to challenge myself. Then you can know where to go to find those. Robin, as far as Instagram, the best thing I can tell you is watch videos. I'm super visual, so like watching people walk through it and just do it. Just go on there and post and see what happens. The word research just made me guilty because I didn't read any articles today. I kind of gave myself the day off from doing anything for my clinical and I feel really guilty, so I understand. So, shouldn't take you too long. Don't spend hours and hours and hours on this because then I've totally just defeated what I started out this video by saying. So don't overthink it, but put thought into it. That's completely like counterintuitive. But I just need 5 things. That's literally all your homework's gonna be. I'm not gonna post it yet because I want you to go through the week thinking about these things. Because what you put right in this minute at 7 o'clock on a Monday may not be the 5 things that long term are gonna help your business. Very true. Robin, I really think the best thing for you is just gonna go on there and play with it. Because like Brooke said, everything's always changing. So if you go in and play with it and find out, oh, what does this do? What does this do? Oh, what happens if I use a hashtag? What happens if I use this? It's gonna stick better, 1, and 2, you're not gonna run the risk of confusing yourself because there's been a recent update. I feel like I need to tell people that watch the replay that there's been a solid like 10 minutes of conversation at the end that they don't have to watch. But really, really good questions, guys. Keep the questions coming. And if you are going through the week and you're like, oh, I need to ask her this question, post it here, post it in the group. Don't just message it to me, because if you have that question, probably someone else has that question, and I would rather address it in the group. So maybe, Robin, a daily habit of yours could be spend 5 minutes on Instagram and just discovering that and learning that until you feel like you have it down. Because it sounds like it's a stressor for you, and that's not how it should be. So maybe if you dive deep into it and you spend some time in it every single day, you're going to knock the tree down and you're going to understand Instagram. Or at least to the best of your ability, because I feel like there's always things that we don't realize you can do on it, different features and stuff. So, all right, guys, does anyone have any last minute questions? I appreciate all the questions. I appreciate interaction. You know that. As you are doing your research this week, maybe don't post direct videos of someone explaining what their daily tasks are, because now you've just done the work for someone else. But you can say things like, oh, you know, Chloe Cox has some really awesome YouTube videos on daily habits. Now that person has to go out and find them, and you're leading them in the right direction, but you're not spoon feeding it to them. So if you find good information, let us know where you find it. Just don't tell us the information. Because again, if someone else tells you that this is what they do, you're more apt to say, oh, well, they do it, so I should. Versus taking your life in this week and figuring out what's best for your life, your business. So you don't get points off if you're not creative. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. Drink your water, get your sleep, do the things in your business you know you have to do. Most of you guys have been around long enough to know what needs to be done. There's some newbies in this group, so props to you, 1, for already being in a self-growth group, and 2, I feel like you are absolutely starting your business off on the right foot, because you are getting all this information thrown at you, and it might be overwhelming, but you know the direction your business is headed. So something not all of us had at the beginning. So any questions? Any questions? There's 17 of you left. We started out with almost 25. And I added some leaders to the group from the groups that we're going to be joining for some Zoom calls and stuff. So if you see people who are in the group that aren't doing anything as far as like posting or whatever, or watching videos, it's probably those leaders. They just wanted to see how I ran the program. So that's why they're in here. So our numbers are going to be higher, but as far as how many of you guys are actively in the group with the option to graduate the group at the end, there are 17 of you left. So give yourself a little pat on the back. Super awesome job last week with stepping outside of your comfort zone. For most of you, I think that's going to be your hardest one. Some hard stuff's going to come up in sponsoring, some scary things, but some of you guys, those lives were like the worst thing that I could ever ask you to do. But you did it, you survived, you're all here. So if no one else has any questions, I'm going to let you guys go so you can watch The Bachelor. You guys can get started thinking about what you want your 5 daily habits to be. As always, if you have questions, reach out. You guys are awesome, and every single day you continue to amaze me, and I'm so blessed to be your director and the one running this group. I enjoy learning with all of you guys, and you guys have taught me more than you will ever ever know. So I love you all, and I hope you guys have a great, I almost said afternoon, evening. Bye, guys.